A year on YouTube. Welcome everyone. Today marks a big milestone for me in the sense that this is exactly 1 year since I started my YouTube channel and uploaded my first video. The video was about some root tabs that I purchased off eBay, and yeah, it's safe to say that I've learned a lot since that video, and more importantly, I've become more face-to-face with the camera. The first video that I ever did there was me pretty much sitting behind my computer screen narrating a review of these root tabs, and yeah, here we are. Now I'm actually talking to a camera, which in reality is such a really random thing to be doing. I found it very weird at first. It's like trying to talk to a person that's standing in front of you, but there's actually nobody, so you're just staring at the lens of a camera and talking about your thoughts or opinions. So it's a bizarre feeling. In terms of the channel itself, it's just going so well at the moment. I'm really pleased with everything and what I've accomplished so far in terms of the videos that I've produced, and you know, the people I've met as well within the hobby. It's just been an amazing experience all round. In terms of the videos that I've uploaded, I am vastly approaching around 85 video uploads, I think it is now, which is just ridiculous that I've managed to produce that much content so far, and it wasn't intentional. I didn't go out to produce so many videos in such a short amount of time. It was just my head tends to get filled very quickly with a lot of ideas, and when I first started I was doing them very weekly, but I quickly realized that I had a lot of stuff going on. Now, a lot of advice when starting a YouTube channel is don't to peak too soon or run before you can walk, sort of thing. But I seem to have managed to keep a consistent routine. I do 2 videos a week, so one on a Monday, as you all know, and one on a Thursday. And in between that, I obviously started doing a podcast as well. So that took up quite a lot of time, but we're on a bit of a break from the podcast itself, and I'm just sort of concentrating for the moment, at least for another, say, few weeks or months, on just creating video content. And I try to make it as good as I can as well. I don't try to rush through the video making process. If I can, avoid it, I'd rather produce quality content as opposed to quantity. And yeah, and I think that I've certainly got my thoughts out there, and what I wanted to say and share. And my whole mantra for this channel and my sort of social media platforms was to just be a bit more honest and give my sort of perspective on various bits and pieces within the aquarium hobby, whether that be just mixed information that sometimes I openly struggled with when starting out in certain parts of the hobby, or just product reviews. And I find a lot of people that post on social media, for example, a lot of the products are generally from sponsors, and so I feel sometimes those opinions of those products can be a bit sort of blurred the line, sort of thing. And even though that I have sponsors send me products, I try to give a fair and honest opinion on them. I'm not just gonna sort of say they're great if they're not. And I think that that's very important to help build the community and the hobby as well, is because if you give false information, all you're doing is just leading everybody else on, and yeah, you're just going to end up having these big companies producing products that you don't need in the hobby. I've talked about this a lot of time before with sort of the colored gravel and the fake plants and things like that. If people buy them, then obviously the big companies are going to start producing these and keep on producing them until we as hobbyists start to steer this in a different direction. So in terms of the channel itself, I think that I'm vastly approaching the sort of the 500 sort of early 500, so 520 mark of subscribers, which is just an insane amount of people to be following. I know that people can get lost in like triple figures and all these big numbers these days in the hobby, but just to think that there's like 500 people that watch my videos and enjoy my content, and you know, sort of chat to and bits and pieces like that, you know, it's just amazing, and I really appreciate it. I started this hobby on social media platforms to meet other fellow like-minded hobbyists, you know, and share my passion to everybody else. Trying to talk to somebody in the street about this, or your friends or whatever, some people don't really understand you know, what all the fuss is about when you know, you're sort of massively into a hobby. So it's nice to meet people that feel the same way, so that's great. In terms of channel views, I guess, if you really want to know, I think that I'm roughly at about the 60,000 views mark, which is just an insane amount to be, you know, so far in just a year, which you know, I'm really thankful for. So that's an amazing thing. In terms of projects I've got going on, I'm actually working on a upgrade to the budget nano reef tank. Which you know, the aquarium's behind me. I haven't finished it yet, so I'm working on that, so hopefully I'll be able to show you that coming up soon. I've got a couple of other aquariums that I'm sort of working on, sort of the budget nano reef tank there. I've got that tank, so that's spare, and I've got some really cool ideas for that. And I've just got another spare tank down here as well, which I've got a few different ideas that I want to play around with, so that's all exciting stuff to come. I'm going to continue keep vlogging my way through my fish keeping, you know, sort of hobby, and sharing it with you guys. I'm going to do more product reviews still, you know, sort of sharing my thoughts and opinions on, you know, the sort of the products that are out there in, you know, in the world, and yeah, so that's all great to come. I have my podcast that I'm working on, so I'm hoping to do a season 3 at some point as well in the future. So hopefully that's something else to look forward to, because I know people enjoy, you know, listening to sort of things like that on their drives into work or when they're out and about. I certainly enjoy listening to podcasts, especially if they're related to the fish keeping hobby. I've certainly got a few on my list, so yeah, I really enjoy it, so hopefully people enjoy mine too. I think for my first year on YouTube, it's certainly been a crazy journey, if you will, in terms of the reasons why I started this. You know, like many people, I started blogging my way through YouTube due to the, you know, the coronavirus pandemic, so that gave me a bit of a focus. I'm one of these people that likes to have something to sort of strive towards and think about, and with everything else going on in the world and like the stresses of just general life, you know, it's nice to put your focus into something positive, and just thinking about new videos or what I'm going to do with my aquariums next really helped me sort of with that. I also had a baby this year, so earlier in the summer, last year in the summertime, and that was massively stressful with everything that was going on. And yeah, it just, you know, having something like this also helped just, you know, give me a chance to try and process everything and you know, sort of do that. But that was an amazing thing that happened. My little girl was born, and I couldn't be happier about that. And also there's a really funny story to tell with my daughter, because I'd actually planned there's a video on my YouTube channel quite a while back now, but it was when I posted about adding clownfish to my budget nano reef tank, and I got a couple of clownfish I picked up from somebody local. Now the people that dropped off the fish, I'd planned on dropping them off, say like the day before they did. And what I didn't realise or expect, for obvious reasons, was my wife to go into labour that evening, and so we had the baby, our baby daughter, late that sort of night. And so the next day, I hadn't had a chance to tell the person that was dropping off the clownfish my news or anything, so I just left it be, and the person obviously turned up as I just I think it was only about an hour or so. I'd literally walked through the door again, and somebody turned up with a load of fish, so I actually filmed adding those fish to the aquarium literally the you know, that day my daughter was born. So yeah, that was crazy. That's a story I've never shared on my YouTube channel So yeah, I think that, well, hope you enjoyed that as well. So yeah, I just couldn't be more happy, and I really appreciate everything and all the support that everybody's given me, and I hope I can give back to you a little bit of what you've given to me. And I don't want that to sound cheesy or corny or anything like that, but yeah, I do really appreciate the support from everybody. 500 we've hit, let's get to 1,000. Thank you very much, and until next time, you stay safe.